Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Alastair, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Saucony Endorphin Azura. This is actually one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, and it's funny that it comes in late November and it's not even released yet. It's going to be released in February 2026, so you can't buy it yet, which is a little bit disappointing for you guys because this one has dethroned the ASICS Megablast from my best super trainers roundup. It also knocks out a few shoes from my best daily trainers roundup and best cushion tempo running shoes roundup. Yes, this one's making waves. It's a high stack, non-plated daily trainer using PWRRUN PB, which is Saucony's super foam used in some of their much higher end or more expensive racing shoes. And it only costs $150. It actually feels a lot more like a $200 plus shoe on the run. So if you're interested in getting one shoe to do all of your training runs, then you need to watch this review. Let's start with the key specifications. They cost $150, which you know already, and they'll be available in February 2026. They weigh 8.5 ounces or 240 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. That's actually very lightweight in this category for a super trainer, which is what I'm calling this one. And if you're not sure what a super trainer is, well, it's a trainer that can handle at least 3 of your training runs. This one can do nice recovery jogs, it can do tempo or speed sessions, and it can do long runs as well. And not to mention the fact you can just do daily training in it. And if you really want to run a marathon in a nice, comfortable, fast shoe, do that with it too. It has a drop of 8mm, that's 40mm under the heel and 32mm under the toe. So a high stack, but don't worry, you don't lose stability. The upper is using a nice, breathable, engineered mesh. It's very durable as well. You'll see a nice, supportive heel cage of sorts going around the heel, and that is super durable. There are also TPU overlays here and over here all the way around, and what that does is give the shoe more durability, but it doesn't skimp out on breathability. The midsole is using that full PWRRUN PB super foam, and it's got speed roll geometry. No plate in here like I mentioned before, but to be honest, you don't need it. Look at this. This thing absolutely flies. And that's all coming from the super foam and the geometry. Absolutely love it. The outsole is also very durable. It's using XT900 carbon rubber compound and is super sticky. And I actually did really notice this running around tight corners and dodging people as I was running. You actually stick to the ground with this stuff. It's really, really good. And then a couple of extra features include a nice articulated heel counter. Absolutely loving this. This is something that really needs to be in the Endorphin Pro. The latest Endorphin Pro 5 did give me a little bit of an issue on my left foot if you watched that video. Very disappointing because otherwise that shoe is fantastic. So if the Endorphin Pro 5 had this heel counter, oh, that would be a beauty as well. And it also has an SRS insole. So it's really nice and soft, gives you that plush feeling underfoot, but you don't lose any responsiveness from the foam in the midsole. Best of both worlds once again. When it comes to sizing and fit, the Endorphin Azura does fit very much true to size. So if you're used to running in Saucony, go with your usual US sizing. You should be really happy with that. There's also a fairly wide toe box. So it's medium wide and got a nice amount of volume in there, which is really nice. That really does help with biomechanics. I always say this, but a wider toe box allows your toes to splay and effectively get more power from your toe off. That's really important on the run if you do want to go fast. And it also helps with temperature regulation within the shoe, having a little bit of a airier toe box. Midfoot and the heel lockdown are absolutely fantastic. There's nothing fancy going on with this lacing setup, but it just works really well. And I've not experienced any rubbing points within the shoe, just fits absolutely dreamy. The tongue is actually quite thin, but it's got sectioned padding, so you don't get any lace bite if you do need to do your laces up tight. One thing I will say though is when you do put the shoes on, the tongue slips down really easily. Maybe they'll change it on release day, but in this pair there's no loop on the tongue where the laces go through to kind of hold that tongue in place. So it does slip when you're putting them on, but actually on the run the tongue doesn't slip. It's also a gusseted tongue, so it does hold its shape a little bit when you're on the run. If you're enjoying this review so far, please give the video a like. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It helps me and my channel out. And if you've had any experience with this running shoe, which you probably haven't have if you're watching this on release day because they're not out yet, but if you're watching this in the future and you've run in them, I want to get all your experience and your thoughts on these shoes, how you've been getting on with them and whether you've been enjoying them or not. All that information is really going to help anyone watching this video decide whether or not they're going to be best for them or not. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification for more reviews just like this one. There's a lot of great reviews coming up and you're not going to want to miss them. Well, you've made it to my performance review. I'm going to start by talking about the ride and how this actually feels on the run, because that is the most incredible thing about the Endorphin Azura. And this shoe, I have to preface this because this shoe is actually one of the biggest surprises for me. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this good, but it actually has completely won me over and it's one of my favorite shoes of the year. And a lot of that comes from the ride, the PWRRUN PB foam, which I'm familiar with. I've run in a lot of Saucony racing shoes which have the same foam, but with this geometry and not having a carbon fiber plate in the shoe makes the foam really shine. So you don't get that stiffness that you get on a plated shoe. You do have a nice amount of torsional flex and long ways flex as well. It's much easier to flex in a carbon plated shoe, and that makes the run a lot more comfortable. The transition is silky smooth as well, and that's the speed roll technology going on. You can see it is slightly rocketed, so when you do land, you hit the rocker at the heel, the shoe flexes nice and easily, and then you get your nice toe off and pop from the foam. It is absolutely incredible. One of the biggest pops I've seen in a non-plated shoe. It's actually also very stable. So for many people out there who are looking at the stack height, seeing that 40 millimeters at the heel, might think, ooh, that's bit high, that's probably going to be a bit unstable when I am running on uneven ground or cobbles or running around corners. Well, actually, this is surprisingly good. And the traction really has you as well. The combination of that traction and the stable geometry does make it a nice confident shoe to run in. And that includes whether you land at your heel or your forefoot. And then the traction on the outsole has been absolutely fantastic. I will watch this for durability. I can't see anything so far in terms of early wear, but it is very sticky and I just really enjoy running around corners in these because I feel very confident. There is a lot of exposed foam on here and I'm already seeing wear on that, but the rubber compound does go deep into the outsole, so I think it's going to hold out pretty well. But like I said, I'm going to be running in these a lot because these are one of my favorite running shoes right now. So I will be updating the comments section if I do see any early wear and tear here. And my final thing to mention on performance is just how versatile this running shoe is. It can just as easily handle long training runs, slower recovery runs, daily jogs, fast tempo run sessions, and even race day. It can handle all these situations very well, and that is very rare in a super trainer. There are quite a few super trainers out there now. They're marketed as super trainers and some of them have carbon plates or Pebax plates in them, but none of them, not even the ASICS Megablast, work quite as well as this. Saucony has made a real winner here. If you're wondering where the Endorphin Azura fits or has placed in my best super trainers roundup or best daily trainers roundup or best tempo running shoes roundup, then head up there. That will take you to my roundups page. I'm going to be updating those when this shoe gets released. So if you check it out right now, you'll see all my favorites on there based on performance, comfort, price, all those kinds of things, and suitability for the most amount of people. Check that out. That'll help you find the best running shoes for you right now. But I think you know already, this is going to place very highly when it's released. You've made it to my final verdict. Is the Endorphin Azura worth $150? Yes. This is the best value running shoe you can buy right now. Well, you can't buy it right now. You're gonna have to wait till February 2026, but you know what I mean. This feels like a running shoe priced way over $200 in my opinion. I like to run in shoes before checking out the specs so I can form my opinion without getting influenced by marketing jargon. And that was one of the things I first noticed about this. I was running along thinking, what is this? Is this a super trainer, a race day shoe, or a cushioned tempo running shoe? I couldn't quite place it. And when I got back, I looked up the stats on it and saw $150. I felt that was probably a mistake, but it's not. So honestly, if you're looking for a do-it-all trainer and you've got $150 to spare, you've got to get these. Well, that's it for my Saucony Endorphin Azura review. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching this review as much as I did actually putting it together, because I love talking about special shoes and then really sharing them with you guys, because they don't come around that often, a shoe like this. So I really have to do my best to try and get that across, how good this shoe actually is when you compare it to the competition. You get the point. Before you go, remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.